today's episode, whether you're a man or woman, you would definitely love to stay till the end because I will talk about men and women's dynamics in relationships and how if these dynamics are not correctly understood, so misinterpreted, how this can create a lot of challenges in life, in business, in friendships, in a lot of areas of life, and how when these dynamics are fully understood and embodied, it can open a space for amazing collaboration, co-creations, relationship, friendships. And the reason why I wanted to speak with you today about this topic is because I woke up today and I felt deep gratitude for men that I currently have in my life that I have a very deep connection to. And also, I realized that those men are spread across the world, like between Latin America and North America and Africa and Europe and Asia. So that means the connection that we created is not just built on it's not just built on a physical proximity, but most importantly on emotional and energetical proximity. So I would love to start by this, that in my life, I always believed that a real, genuine friendship between a man and a woman can exist. But I also experience a lot of challenges in this dynamics that I'll share with you. And at the end of this episode, I'll also give you something that can be a hint for you to be able to identify whether the dynamic between you and someone from the opposite gender, so if you're a woman with a man or if you're a man with a woman, how you can better understand whether this relationship is based on a friendship space or whether this relationships has the biggest power in friendships or it's also meant to be perceived as an intimate relationship. And the last years, I have been convinced, or not convinced, I've been tried to be convinced by society and people in my near surrounding that a relationship on a friendship space between a woman and a man cannot exist. But I never wanted to believe in this. So I wanted to create my own reality. That's why I wanted to understand what are the challenges that are causing a genuine friendship between a man and a woman to not be able to exist beside the societal norm that is kind of our primitive nature that stays in the way. And interestingly enough, I have recorded a podcast episode about few experiences that I had this year that helped me observe this dynamics, misunderstood dynamics. But something was missing in this episode, so it still stays like in the CapCut app. And I never published it, and now I know also why. So before I give you a few examples, I want to give you a statement that hopefully will help you understand where this misinterpretation is coming from. When a man and a woman meet and start interacting, the challenge that can occur where we misread the actual level of connection is when we connect with, for example, when I connect with a man, that means I connect more with his masculine energy, right? And if you're a man, when you connect with a woman, you also are able to observe and has an opportunity to connect with her feminine side, because within us, we have feminine and masculine aspects, but more naturally, women have stronger feminine aspect and men have stronger masculine aspect, right? And when we connect, for example, when I connect with a man, very often this interaction is here to reflect to me where I still have a deep wish to create deeper interaction with my own masculine part, and that this man in this moment is a representation of these masculine attributes that I either lost in my life or I was neglecting to accept as a part of me, or maybe I am longing, really longing to experience deeper, right? So that means this person act as a mirror for me to show me which aspect I have, as I just said, either declined, forgot, lost, or have a deep desire to embody stronger within me. Where the problems occur is that when this man is reflecting these qualities towards me, instead of understanding and seeing him as a mirror for me and starting to look deeper within myself to find these attributes and to connect with them and to create even stronger kind of relationship with them, the problems where we jeopardize a possible friendship, right, is that we start thinking that this quality that this person is showing to us is something that we are supposed to get from this person, that he is supposed to give us this quality, that we haven't found yet a way to connect with it. And I have experienced this situation in the other way around. Especially this year, I had two interactions with two men that started as a clear business connection. So we met in business circumstances. We start talking about a possible collaboration and how me with my expertise, but also with my qualities, can support him in his cause, right? That was with the one person, and with the other person was more around how that what I am creating can help his mission and vision goes to another level in an area where he didn't think about that because he didn't had a concept around this. And what happened is that because I was acting more from my feminine side and also my inner child side, so I'm a very joyful, very shiny person, right? So the man on the other side start interpreting or start seeing that what he saw within me as a person as something that the only way he could experience and invite in his life is by trying to create an intimate relationship between us. And for me, that was never on the table, right? I had a very, very clear state within myself that I'm now in the era of making a deeper connection with myself on the masculine and the feminine area, and really bringing them together and marrying them within myself, right? But because the one of the two men haven't had experience women in his life for many years because of his career and what he was doing, our very genuine and open connection on an intellectual, on an emotional level, on spiritual level, kind of reminded him of what parts of himself he hadn't been acknowledged for years, right? And when this emotion started waking up within him, he decided to jeopardize this beautiful mirror that we were creating for each other, because he was also showing me a masculine attribute that I wanted to integrate deeper within me. He decided to jeopardize it by actually taking a step and kind of requesting to move this friendship and business relationship. So with the second person was definitely a mixture of a friendship and business relationship on a next level, because he assumed that when he's able to move this relationship to the next level, he will have the possibility to connect with these parts, with these feminine parts within himself through me. But it's not about making this connection through another person, but it's more about observing and understanding what the person in front of you from the other gender, right, is showing you, looking deeper within you, and seeing what quality has been mirrored back to you that you want to bring more in your day-to-day life, and not to try to grab this quality through the person and to reinforce them in your life, because nobody from outside can give you this inner satisfaction or can fill the gaps. That is just an illusion, right? Trying to connect with aspects that you feel that you're missing from someone from outside can only create a relationship based on lack, based on dependency, and based on you willing to take something from the person instead of realizing that you are completely whole, that you have everything within you to experience the masculine and the feminine part, right? And then from this place of wholeness, of whole connection between your masculine and your feminine side, from this place, then to approach a person and to seek for an intimate relationship. So the biggest challenge in this man-woman dynamic, why genuine friendships are not easy to be created, is when one of the both parties enters in this relationship with a lower awareness that this dynamic exists, or maybe even no awareness, right? And just trying to fill the gap through you. But when you, for example, as a woman, encounter a man who has really accepted his masculine and his feminine sides, right? Even if you show him some aspect that he's missing, he will find a way to awaken it within himself through you, right? Through you mirroring this back to him and not trying to get it from you. And that's why I had such a deep gratitude for this relationship, for this friendship, deep friendships that I have with this particular man in my life, is because they really recognize the value I'm adding to their life, the parts that I'm reflecting back to them, so they can literally awaken them and connect again with these parts. And me also recognizing that they are mirroring back to me qualities that I haven't been connected with for a certain amount of time, so I can embody this. And that is where not only a genuine friendship or a business relationship even can be created without the need of jeopardizing it through the perception of the primitive nature, right? But also where a deep level on a soul to soul recognition can be created, where you can tell to the person that you love him in a way that you love the soul and that you love the essence of this person without the need to have this person as an intimate partner in your life. And actually, 3 of these friends are married, and I highly respect and love their wives, and they also knows me, and they don't feel in any shape or form threatened by the connection between me and their husband, because they know that actually through the interaction between us, I'm helping also that they can have more deeper and loving relationship with their wives, because sometimes it's easier to speak with a friend that is from the opposite gender and to ask for perception that is maybe challenging to ask your wife, what shouldn't be the case. But of course, it's a process depending on how open the partner on the other side is. But by getting this woman perception on a topic, they are even able to connect deeper with their intimate partners, and that's just amazing, right? And I've been asked yesterday by one of my friends is, tell me why you are not in a relationship. And I told him that currently in this moment, and this can change within a day, within a week, within a month or whatever, but in this state, in this stage in which I am currently, I just feel that there is still a little tweaks to be done within myself, so I can take my masculine part and take my feminine part and marry them in a divine unity. So because my wish is when I enter in an intimate relationship, I really truly feel whole and completed without the need my partner to fill any gaps within myself, right? And from this state of wholeness to welcome my future partner as the one who also has created the wholeness within him, right? Because I believe that we attract what we are. So the more I feel whole and complete, and the more I'm able to unify these two energies within me and all the aspect that belongs to the masculine and the feminine, more whole and complete will be my partner. More gaps I feel, more attributes I have the feeling that I lack, right? It's just an illusion that I lack, right? The more I will enter in a relationship from a place of willing to take instead of genuinely to connect. And that was my response to him, why I'm currently not focused intentionally. Of course, if the universe, the creator, decide to bring this person in any given moment, I'm open. But I have never looked in my life for a relationship. Never ever. I chased a relationship, and I've been over 21 years in relationships in total, and I'm very grateful for all these relationships because I learned so much about me. I was able to grow so strong. I was able to bring a lot of wounded parts that came through my dynamic towards my dad and towards my mom through the relationships, because relationship, especially intimate relationships, are like the biggest the biggest mirror that you can have. And yet I also understand that a mirror can be created without the need into going in physical intimacy, because the intimacy that you can create on energetic level, on a soul level, is something that goes beyond that what our human mind can perceive, and is something that can awaken such a deep level of appreciation, of acknowledgement, of love, not only towards the, not only in experience this connection, but actually towards yourself. And sometimes by trying to jump and to shift one relationship that is meant to be to stay in the container of a business relationship or in the container of a friendships relationship, to shift it into intimate relationship, can actually stop the whole process, can actually make you or the other person lose this opportunity. It can actually destroy this mirror, because this is what happened with these two men this year, that our connection was growing and was strengthening, with the one extremely strong in the business aspect and the other one in the friendships aspect. But because they crossed a line, a boundary that I never send any signals that this line is allowed to be crossed, I just automatically pull back my energy. I gave them a chance, but they didn't have the level of awareness to can adjust their inner longing to this aspect that I was representing in this moment, and they wanted to have it in this only shape or form, right? So that is where I just pull completely my energy away, and I know how much they lost, because I know that the value I could add to their life as a mirror and beyond is immense. So long story short, at the end, I wanted to give you this perception. So every time when you create a connection, start a relationship, to check with you that what the other person is currently showing you as an aspects that you kind of start feeling attractive. Is it because you really are willing to go into intimate relationship with this person, or is it because this person is just mirroring back something to you that you might have forgotten? For example, if your life is very business driven, very serious, where a lot of conversations are around topics that not really excites you in a way that you feel alive, but it's like very, very serious conversation. And you meet me, for example, and I can be very serious, but I love to create more joy and excitement in the way how I approach things. So I have kind of this ease and lightness in my energy, and to a level where it's even sometimes this joyful childish energy, right? And if you're missing this in your life because you have approached your current part of your life very serious, so, and then you believe that you need to go intimate with me because I'm showing this ease and lightness, it's first to ask, are those qualities that I lost within myself, that she's here, or in this case, I'm here to just mirror back to you, to remind you that life is also joyful, that life is also here to be experienced with excitement and with sometimes just child's naivety, or this ease and lightness, right? With fun and with laughing, right? Or is it really the situation that you feel attracted to me, or in this case, towards the person that you interact with? And I promise you to give you a hint that helps me to be able to distinguish whether I am attracted in an intimate way or in a more kind of friendships level or business level to the person. And but it's not 100%, right? This is something I have experienced when I was less aware of this dynamic. So if you're just starting to get aware and to go deeper, maybe that is something that you also feel. But I realize the more aware I become, the more this tip or hint doesn't work, but it shifts more on energetic level. It shifts more on a level where I just had this inner knowing about. And when I go very easy in conversations where I can talk about anything, when I can share like everything openly without a second thought what the other person can think about me whatsoever, that is where I know I have zero intimate interest towards this person, right? So that means when also the person on the other side interact this way, it can shows you that this person has zero intimate intentions towards you. Most of the time when I was attracted to someone, I felt a little uncomfortable. I felt kind of more shy. Normally, I'm not a shy person, but in this situation, I felt pretty shy and not so sophisticated in the way to express myself as I normally am. So it kind of triggers this small girl within me, right? The one that cannot bring two meaningful sentence together, right? So this is where you can see on the other side, if the person act like that most probably they have also interest towards you as an intimate partner, right? If the way how they communicate is very easygoing, it's like completely you feel there is no resistance, so to say, or no kind of, I don't want to say a shame, because it's not the right word that I'm looking for, but it's like the interaction is just very easygoing. So let me say it this way, okay? So I don't find a better way to state it. Then you can understand or see that most probably this person is not interested is not interested in you in terms of intimate relationship, right? But as I said, that is something that worked for me when I wasn't so aware about these dynamics. And that was in times where I haven't yet started to fully integrate my masculine and the feminine parts. But I feel the more I do this, the more I become aware of this dynamic within myself, the less I feel this difference in the communication with a man in regards of intimate or friendship or business relationship, but it's more about I become more clear in my communication. So I have no problem to state what is the relationship I'm aiming for, looking for, what is the direction, and where are my boundaries, right? And not from a place of like stop and not further, but more from a place of self-love and self-acceptance. And also because I don't want, and I never was a person that did this, to play with the emotions of the person on the other side. I never wanted to create a feeling that this person may misinterpret what are my intentions, but instead I actually communicate those. With, of course, of the risk that the other person sees differently. And if we're not able to find a common ground, then this relationship cannot keep coexisting, at least for this time and moment, right? So as I said, it's a hint, but it's nothing that you can just know for sure. That's why it's open communication, honest communication. It's the best way. But also with having this honest communication, the willingness to accept that the other person sees different. And if it's not possible to create a common ground, that this relationship cannot keep existing. Because at the end, then one of both person can go out of this relationship hurt. And that is nothing that I'm aiming, at least not me. So if I feel that someone wants intimate relationship from me and I share openly that it's not my intention and they cannot handle this fact, then I just pull my energy away. So simply it is. But at the end, allow every relationship that comes in your life, whether a woman or man, to be first seen as a mirror to what is within you, what you're maybe missing, what you're looking for, what you have forgotten, or what you have judged, but it's still a part of you, because you are a divine connection between the masculine and the feminine energy. All the attributes are represented within you, just on a different level. I see you. I love you. Anna.